Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the 5th Annual Tongies. We invite you to silence your mobile devices and direct your attention to the stage. Please sit back and enjoy the show. Let's get Zazzled.
This event when the three of us a long time ago were thinking of the business and conceiving of different things. You know, first thing was there's going to be a community, and at some point we're like, we're going to get the community together and have a party, and that's happened now. And we said at some point too, the community is going to take this thing, that party, over. And tonight represents the first step in that direction. So it is a really exciting time. When you think about things and you set a vision and they start to come through, we're fired up about it. And as I said in that little teaser video, if you saw it, you guys do everything better than us anyway, so you might as well try to do this better than us as well. So, but in thinking about that and saying, okay, this might be the last time that I have the privilege and the honor to kick off the show, I wrote down some thoughts, as I do, and I want to remind everybody of what we're celebrating tonight. Obviously, creativity. That's on full display. Gorgeous artwork, amazing content. Everything that goes into this event just oozes creativity. But it's not creativity alone. It's the application of that creativity that I think that we're really celebrating. It's your desire and the way that you have applied that, which to me is the celebration tonight. I have always thought the coolest thing about this business, the thing that gets me out of bed in the morning and everybody else, is the fact that you are both creative and you are enterprising. We are entrepreneurs, so are you. I talked to many of you about it I was talking to some of you about it last night, who are nominated and who are here and who have been with the community for a long time. That means everything to us. It is what being, I think, the fullest you is all about. So that is what tonight's celebration is about. There's tons of creativity, and I was reflecting on that, kind of gathering my thoughts a couple weeks ago in terms of, the Tongies are coming up. What am I going to talk about? I want to remind everybody what we're celebrating. And something near and dear to me that I love, running, kind of caught my eye. So as a guy who's always running around in my free time, I like to run. And I saw that Roger Bannister died. And if you know who Roger Bannister is, he's a significant figure in the 20th century because he's the first human being to run a mile in under 4 minutes, which is really fucking fast. And really fast. And he did it in May of 1954. He was a medical student at the time, a 25-year-old medical student. So I knew that. I kind of didn't know much more about it. He passed away. He was 88. He spent his life as a doctor, actually a very accomplished doctor in England. New York Times wrote a great obituary, and I started to kind of dig down a little bit, and I saw some really interesting lessons in his pursuit of that mark that I thought were applicable to what tonight is about. Dug a little bit more, and I found an article. I wish I had this when I was in high school and college. It's amazing when you start digging on the internet what you can find. But a guy named Bill Taylor, who co-founded Fast Company, wrote an article. Actually, it turned out he knew a ton about Bannister. He actually wrote a whole chapter in one of his books about it. And he wrote this article for HBR, which is out there, which you can find. I'm actually going to read some of it because it is, in some ways, the perfect articulation of what I think tonight is about, so I don't screw it up. So he goes on, and he's basically summarizing the pursuit. He said, the best runners and coaches from all over the world had been chasing the goal of breaking the 4-minute mile since 1886. That's 68 years. He said, Bannister was an iconoclast, a full-time student who had little use for coaches and devised his own system for preparing for the race. Experts, James loves to talk about how experts will stymie innovation. Experts, James, believed they knew exactly the precise conditions in which the mark would fall. It would be perfect weather, 68 degrees, it would be dry, there would be no wind, there would be a monstrous crowd, tens of thousands of people that would basically propel him there. Well, they were wrong. He did it on a cold, blustery day, there was a wet track, and he did it at a small meet running against Oxford in front of just a few thousand people. 48 days after Bannister did it, they were chasing it for 68 years, an Australian guy named John Landy broke his record, and within a year, 3 people broke it in the same race. So it started to change. Taylor goes on and says, progress is not linear. It doesn't move in straight lines. What we thought to be unattainable becomes a benchmark for others to shoot for. And what changed when Bannister broke his 4 minutes was the mental model. Leaders do things only they can do, which in time shows others what is possible. They do not accept the limitation, trade-offs, and the middle-of-the-road sensibilities that define conventional wisdom. Great leaders don't just outperform, they transform the sense of what is possible in their fields. That is what tonight is about. It's about your leadership. It is. It's about you redefining what is possible. It is about all of you showing everybody else who is in the community and who will someday join the community or someday will pick up a camera or try to edit something or try to get on stage and act or do whatever it is, showing them what is possible. I implore you to continue to do that, to reach high, to set the bar where you are. Tonight is not the goal. this is not the 4-minute mile for all of us. This is your starting block. This is your first lap. This is commencement. This is just the beginning of your journey. Continue to do that. Continue to be leaders. Continue to be the iconoclast. Do things the way that you want to do them. Define what is possible. Don't let others do it for you. It will take you so far. Continue to be leaders. Continue to be first. You are awesome. This party is for you because of those reasons. All right, one last running metaphor. It's time to pass the metaphorical baton. And it's another first. A guy that submitted for the first time only a couple years ago, won on his first submission, got nominated, won a Tongie, threw his hat in the ring, who wants to be on stage tonight. Please welcome from Charlotte, North Carolina, my co-host, Caleb Van Boris.
All right. How are you guys doing? Yeah. Let's give another round of applause for Rob. That was some great quotes, great talking. All right, guys, it is such an honor for me to be here. It really means a lot, not only to be co-hosting, but also just to be at such an exciting event. For those of you who were here last year, I apologize. I won't be dangling from the ceiling in a leotard and shooting a bow and arrow with my toes. I know. I asked, they told me I couldn't, so, rules or something. But, and it's also really exciting for me to be receiving this metaphorical baton, because the last time someone passed me a baton was like high school track team in the relay, and I got the baton and tripped and ruined everything, and it was terrible. So I'm getting another shot tonight, and as long as there's no hurdles here on the stage, I think we'll be all right. But my name is Caleb Van Boris, and I've been doing Tongal for 3 or 4 years now, which is a long time to be doing something. I think it's changed me a lot as a person, working for Tongal projects. For example, now all of my ideas that I have in real life are now only 150 characters. See, the people who are doing Tongal laugh and got that joke. The people who didn't, like, what? Now, so I can be like in the grocery store and be like, I need kale, cabbage, cereal, and that's the end of the idea, because 150 characters. Also, wherever I am in any scenario, I can know exactly what Killer Track's song would be great for that scene. I'll be sitting on the subway and be like, you know what would really make this mood? Track ID number 1344792B. That would be great. Also, in these past couple years, my refresh button has been worn down to a nub, as I'm constantly hitting refresh when it says announcing winners soon. Just hoping, is it announcing yet? Is it announcing yet? No, but in all honesty, like over these past couple years, I've met a lot of really awesome people and worked on some really exciting projects. And with a lot of people I've talked to here in this room, they've had similar experiences. And I think that Tongal is not only impacting people here in this room, but they're also impacting the world and creating change in a positive way. Whether it's raising awareness for psoriatic arthritis, or getting school supplies and books for children who are learning English. They're creating change for the greater good. And they're also, making farting centaurs and talking koala bear chefs. So who's to say which is more important out of those two? But, no, it is really exciting to see all these talented people here in one place. There's so many people. There's people watching on live stream. I don't know how many people are watching, probably like 1 million, 2 million. That or just my mom. So one of the two. Hi, Mom. No, but it is great. There's filmmakers here who make beautiful films that make you feel. Documentary artists who really get you, involved with the subject. There's people who make great commercials that are fun, and that, like, for example, if they were on a YouTube pre-roll, I genuinely wouldn't hit skip ad because I like them that much. There are ideators and scriptwriters here who continue to blow my mind with how creative they are. It could be the most boring product in the world. It could be like, sand or insurance or sand insurance. And some of these, scriptwriters and ideators would be like, bam, 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 make a great idea. And you don't know what sand insurance is, but you want to buy it now because these people wrote such a, incredible thing. There's also incredible animators here who, it looks just great animations. I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple years there's, Disneyland, Universal Studios, and Tongal Town theme park here. featuring the rides based on the animations of CC Pixels or something. I don't know. There's actually so many talented people here tonight, and I have a few stats, and I'm apologizing for not memorizing these numbers, but it's a lot of numbers. There are 51 nominees here, 26 returning, 25 for their first time. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, round of applause, round of applause. There are 8 returning Hall of Famers. Woo! There are people from 16 states and 5 international nominees here, and there are so many talented people here that I look up to and that do incredible work. So give yourselves a round of applause. We've come here to celebrate you guys. So a few housekeeping notes before we get started. If your name is called as the Tongi winner, please make your way to the center right here on this catwalk and watch your step on the stairs and this little ledge right here. If you want on the catwalk, you can like strut and practice your model moves. Walk all the way over here to the podium. Please say a few words, and then you'll go with the presenter off to this side. Don't come back down into the audience. So with that, are you guys ready to start the Tongies? Awesome, awesome, awesome. I have the privilege of presenting our first presenter. He truly embodies the Tongal creative spirit. He's worked on all type of projects in media and recently was awarded the Tongal Founders Award. Ooh, yeah. But in the community, you probably know him from all of his Facebook Live videos that he posts and does question and answers. Please give a big round of applause presenting the award for Best Commercial, Steven Iwanek.
Place anymore for ads with pristine products and gleaming logos and a perfectly tailored message? You might think not. You might think audiences have moved on. But as much as brands are driving all of this cool content, you can't forget that sales drive the brand. And they'll always need some spotless sales rep to venture out onto your screen with a single, clean message. Buy me. You may not have realized it, but these directors are showing that there's still no shortage of ways to artfully and creatively sell something. And to prove that very same point, you might think this is the presentation of the Tongi for Best Commercial. But whenever you see whites this bright, you should know it's a Tide ad. These are the nominees for Best Commercial.
My New BFF by McCoy Meyer for Boudreaux's Butt Paste. A Dog's Youthful Vigor by Brendan Beachman for Hill's Science Diet. The Kid, You're a Liar by Hero Status Films for Schnucks. Busted by Kyle Sonjin for Pedialyte. Caesar's Wi-Fi by Fanciful Fox for Caesar's Entertainment. Star Wars Powerbots launch video by the Indie Machines for Samsung. Best Damn Barbecue by Pretty Nifty Productions for Best Damn Sweet Tea.
And the Tongi, the first one, goes to the Indie Machines for Star Wars Powerbot launch video and Samsung.
commercials with, Star Wars, the ultimate brand. But I wanted to introduce our director on this spot, Julian Higgins. I just want to say something.
Thank you, Eric. Wow, this is my first time at the Tongies. This is incredible. These nominees, you guys, everybody in this category, you guys killed it. That's just the clip reel alone is incredible. So great job to everybody else. These guys, I've worked with these guys for almost 10 years now. We started on a web series that had very little budget and very just like can-do spirit, which I think kind of, is the Tongies at its heart. It's just making something out of nothing, coming together, doing it because you want to do it and because you have you're inspired and you would just want to make something great. So I just want to thank you guys for the opportunity. And thank you to the Tongies and Samsung and Star Wars. Every filmmaker in this room, including on our set, wanted to make a Star Wars thing, and we got to do it, and it was amazing. So thank you guys for the opportunity. I appreciate it very much.
I'd like to thank our Indie Mogul fans who helped vote for this, which is awesome. Usually each year I give kind of a big speech, but this year I really want that jet ski, so we're going to keep it quick. Thank you. That's an Oscar callback, by the way.
Old ones, if you ever emailed them for support or something, there would not be a platform without them. So please, together they are the Tongal engineering team, presenting the award for best social video, ironically. Please welcome Owen Davis, Evan Kennedy, Dwayne Connor, and Robert Scott.
Log N. Clearly, we engineers know a little something about being social. After all, when it comes to the social lives of virtually everyone in this room, there's an app for that. And so, these are the nominees for Best Social Video.
Cowboy Mo by Stephen Wilson for Lynx. Coconut by David Brashear for Buy. Donuts and Coffee by Cardinal Collective for Chameleon Cold Brew. Chameleon Ready to Drink by Good Golly for Chameleon Cold Brew. Mochi in the Morning by La Di Da Films for Mimo Mochi Ice Cream.
You've got mail. The dad jokes are strong with this one.
And the Tongi goes to La Di Da Films for Mochi in the Morning.
I think we thought we peaked last year, so it's kind of hard to beat that, but this is really amazing. This was actually our first time directing actors in stop motion, so that was new, and it's good to be encouraged to do that again. That actress was actually the best one, so it makes sense.
We just really want to thank Tongal. This is our 4th year here at the Tongies, and I mean, without Tongal, we wouldn't have a career. I mean, Leah and I started in music videos, and, from our first pitch win, that really started our production company, and without that opportunity,
so soon. Just when you think you're out, they drag you back in. Caleb's actually nominated in this category, so we're going to let him actually enjoy it as a nominee. Our presenters for Best Idea, please welcome the producing powerhouses of Rachel Feinberg and Lin Kong.
Hey, Rachel, your jumpsuit looks amazing. So chic.
Thanks, Lynn. Your makeup is perfection. Way better than Kylie Jenner's with a Snapchat filter on.
So, we've made it to another Tongies.
Yes, in 2017, we received 33,592 ideas from our community.
Whoa, that's a lot. I can't believe we even had enough time to get ready for this event, despite sorting through all these ideas.
I can't believe nothing has gone wrong. Oh shit, my naked puppet nightmare has come true!
Ah, these are the nominees for Best Idea.
Fake Rulebook by Caleb Van Voris, Van Voris Productions, for Kimpton Hotels and Resorts. Playing on the idea that there is no rulebook, let's share a fake rulebook that Kimpton employees live by, filled with fun, non-traditional rules like make sure to be awesome. If guests want a fist bump them. Sing along with their music, etc. Hero School by Frank Limbaugh for the Lego Group. Humorous story featuring Tony Stark as a frustrated, pithy Mr. Miyagi mentor trying to teach Spider-Man simple crime-fighting techniques. Each time it goes hilariously wrong. Stark hanging upside down in webbing, for example. Let's Rap by David Kilgo for HBX. Hamilton-inspired rap all about HBX, as it's the younger, scrappier version of HBS. Scrubbers High by Justin and Brandon Kiefer for Prestige. Mom gets Scrubbers High after the hard work, uses funny phrases like, no pain, still a stain, and if it's easy, it's still greasy. The Play by Troy Rutherford for Protective Life Insurance Company. A boy is in a school play. His mom is so proud and swears he reminds her of De Niro. In the play, the boy is a tree with no dialogue and hardly moves. A very Oscar-worthy performance indeed.
Ready?
And the
Tongie goes to Caleb Van Voorhees for Fake Rulebook, Kimpton Hotels and Restaurants.
I don't know what this. I spent all my time preparing for that other speech, so I got nothing now. No, honestly, thank you guys so much. Obviously, I don't know. Tongal and everything that comes along with it is really important to me, so it's always really nice to receive recognition from something that you care about. Thank you to my girlfriend for always letting me drag her along, and she's always willing to hold the camera or be extra in any of my little antics, and my parents and friends and everyone. So thank you. I hope to see all of you again soon at the after party. That's all.
So I've tortured him for the last 72 hours, telling him about 43 times that I didn't vote for him. So I'm gonna let him catch his breath back there. There's a bunch of puppets and stuff. By the way, if you're wondering what to do with all that Facebook stock you sold this week, clearly it's puppets. You want to be in puppets in one way or the other. Everywhere we turn, there's just puppets. So
Our next category will be presented by Wani Sweeting and Maddie Midling, who's helping me backstage trying to restore some order back there.
Wani, I have a question for you.
What's that?
Have you ever seen a group of aerial pigs fall from the sky and while falling build a flying machine?
Yeah, actually, I have seen that. Pigs can fly. Didn't you know that?
Oh, I'm going to say I didn't. Okay, how about this? Have you ever seen action figures come to life and just destroy someone's living room? I mean, like, completely destroy.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that as well.
Oh, really? Okay. All right, I got another one. Have you ever seen every major plot point of The Force Awakens in under 30 seconds?
Yeah, it still holds up. You know why I've seen all these things?
Why is that?
Because our animators spend countless hours bringing their extraordinary visions to life. Some do it in 2D, some in 3D, some with paper, some with computers, others by making objects move like this. But everyone does it using their hardcore sweat and passionate tears.
That's right. Animators make up a very special part of our community. Because of them, we get to see things that we wouldn't normally see in any other medium. So tonight, we celebrate their hard work and limitless imaginations.
These are the nominees for Best Animation.
Lego Spider-Man by Sam Lawless for the Lego Group. When Pigs Fly by Afterman Studio for National Geographic. Lego Friends Happy Birthday by CC Pixels for the Lego Group. Guero Jogoso League of Legends by Gerardo Dorado and Lyle Rath for Riot Games. Hulk and Thor by Joshua Mahan for Hasbro. Journeyus and the Journeynauts by Doug Lieblich and Chris Cimino for Adaptive Studios Project Greenlight Digital Studios. The Force Awakens Lego Star Wars Recap by Kevin Ulrich for the Lego Group. Marvel Heroes Come in All Sizes by Pete Levin for Hasbro.
And the Tongi goes to
Kevin Ulrich, The Force Awakens Lego Star Wars Recap.
Well, when I was 11 years old, I got my hands on a Handycam and I animated a lightsaber duel with Legos. And if I had known that almost 20 years later I would be able to make a career out of doing that, I would have been a very happy kid. And I really want to thank Tongal and Lucasfilm for making that a possibility and allowing me to use my childhood passion for Lego and Star Wars and to make a job out of that. I also want to thank Trevor Gomes, my composer, for doing the music for that, and everyone else who worked on the project. And I also want to thank my wife for putting up with me all those long hours, all those late nights, all those times I said, I'm sorry, I don't have time to take you on a date, I have a deadline to hit. So, thank you, Tongal. Thank you, everyone else.
Our next presenter is Tongal's 4th employee ever. Have been with Tongal for 6 years, and it works with the relationship account team, creating new projects and working with clients to make sure they're happy with the ones we have, such as Procter & Gamble and Abbott. Please give a warm welcome for presenting the award for Best New Artist, Jamie Newton.
First, I gotta say, good work by Kevin thanking his wife. I've learned that that's a good move these days. So we've recognized commercials, ideas, and animators, and now I think it's time we celebrate the artists. And when we say new, we're not just talking about the first-time participants, but we're also talking about the first-time winners at Tongal, and celebrating the incredible, inspiring work that they've done this past year. As Caleb mentioned, I've been at Tongal for quite a while. I think I'm the 4th employee, and that was also 4 Fast and the Furious movies ago. And honestly, like, the talent that keeps coming to the platform really never ceases to amaze us. Our nominees tonight are 8 of the now over 150,000 registered community members on Tongal, and that's worldwide. So congratulations, and thank you all for being part of the greatest creative community in the entire world. These are the nominees. Can someone give Mr. Tongi a drink right now, please? Preferably a whiskey, neat. Evidently we're missing a cue now, so I got to ad-lib, but how are we feeling tonight?
All right. Who do we think's better, the Red Sox or the Yankees? Are you pissed?
Well, I was going to say, I've been here since two Patriots Super Bowls ago, but,
We have it. We can do this for a while. Patriots records versus the Giants in Super Bowls?
It's, Bill Belichick has two Super Bowls with the Giants, so, I mean.
How are we doing?
Yeah. Technical difficulties.
Caleb can sing. Here he comes.
Yeah.
This is the perfect time to work out my dance and song routine that I've been putting together. I have nothing. Cut me my bluff.
By the way, we're broadcasting this on Facebook Live, so maybe that has something to do with it. I'm just saying, like Rob said,
Yeah. You know any good jokes?
I don't, man. I'm sorry.
Where does Napoleon keep his armies?
I don't know.
In his sleeveys.
Right. So unfortunately, the video is not going to work here, so we're not going to be able to show our 8 amazing nominees. I'm going to cut straight to the chase here. The Tongi goes to Jessica Sherry for Simplifying Complexity, GE. Congratulations.
Wow, now none of you guys even know what it was, so I feel like it's kind of a secret. Thank you so much for having me here. This is my first Tongies, and I'm just so honored to be among so many great filmmakers. It's been really nice to talk to everyone and realize you're not alone in this, and at Bay kind of all trapped with your footage. So it's nice to share that burden with all of you. Thank you so much to Tongal for bringing the community together and for supporting this project and my vision for it. And thank you to GE for letting me into their jet engine factory, which was pretty cool. And I also just wanted to thank the documentary subjects who let me into their homes and show their families and their lives to me, because I think that that's very brave, and I know I wouldn't want to do that. Anyway, thank you all so much, and yay, Tongies.
Our next 2 presenters are both from Pennsylvania, and I hope they have stuff ready for if the video doesn't work. Working on a ton of creative projects such as Mimo, Under Armour, Ari. They've probably helped out a lot of you with projects that you've worked on. Presenting the award for Best Series, please welcome Rebecca Lando and Courtney Guarino.
So bright. Hi. This year's nominees for Best Series revolve around the classic characters of Scooby-Doo and Thomas and Friends. Teach kids fun new ways to enjoy Legos and Star Wars, turned Hot Wheels into music video stars, and created recipes for the best Fiends video game characters that are as delicious as they are adorable.
A lot of creativity goes into turning an idea into a video, but it takes dedication, organization, and patience to turn that creative thought into an ongoing series. These are the nominees for Best Series.
Thomas and Friends, My First Railway Pals series by CC Pixels for Mattel. Lego Boost series by Grey Cat Films for the Lego Group. Lego Beyond the Instructions series by the Indie Machines for the Lego Group. Lego Build Zone series by Jeff and Noah for the Lego Group. Thomas and Friends Minis series by Kyle Roberts for Mattel. Best Fiends Recipe series by Panger Animation for Seriously. Hot Wheels Music Video series by Something's Awry Productions for Mattel. Scooby-Doo Mystery series by Something's Awry Productions for Warner Brothers.
And the Tongi goes to CC Pixels for Thomas and Friends.
Rob Salvatore is accepting on behalf of CC Pixels.
Yes. I have never animated anything, but I'm going to read a text. We let them know that they were going to win. Congratulations to them again for amazing, great work. And they sent through this, titled Speech. We're so sorry we couldn't make it this year. We both got struck by the flu. We just wanted to say thank you to Tongal for believing in us and for the endless opportunities. We've pushed ourselves to learn and grow with each project and are so grateful that we get to do what we love. Lastly, we wanted to thank our 3 beautiful children who are the reasons why we work so hard and who inspire us each day. Awesome. I also want to thank Mattel. Congratulations on the win. Mattel launched their first project on Tongal in 2010. Some of you were still in high school. It was for Barbie. It was a huge deal for us to have an iconic piece of intellectual property on our platform like that. It attracted many incredible creators who are still here. And I also want to thank my team who's worked on this one, Jason and Ann, Rachel, Aaron, James, Leslie, and Scott, who have all really helped out at Mattel. Thank you. Going to Vegas.
All right, last year, if you recall, these 2 next presenters blew everyone away with their Ideator 2000 robot that actually presented the award, and it was incredible. And in efforts to keep stepping up their presenting resume, this year they're going to bring a video to us. So announcing the award for Best Docu-Style Video, Matt Sweeney and Nolan Schneiderman.
I never thought in a million years that I would be asked to write a speech for the Tongies.
I don't think I've ever worked on anything this big. What do we know about documentaries? Get some ideas out there, get them on paper. And then if they don't make sense, you know, it's just paper, it's recyclable.
Celebrities, yes, absolutely. Special effects.
Special effects, yes.
Dinosaurs.
Yes. Real or?
Yeah, real. Yes. It's just about being creative and putting yourself out there. There are no wrong answers, unless it's a really stupid idea.
Danny's weird, wild stuff.
Johnny Carson.
I love that.
Yeah.
I don't personally get it, but the voice to me is funny enough that I think it will carry. And if most of the audience won't get it, I'm sure.
Okay.
I love the Tongies.
We love it.
Love the Tongies.
We love it.
I come from a musical family. Tongies sleeping in the dead of night. We lost track of time. We were in that room for 15 days.
The deadline was fast approaching, and it became clear we had pretty much nothing.
What is this? Music? Yes.
Have
music?
Yeah, I thought that. Ow. I just need a safe, creative space to let my ideas flow, and I'm feeling the pressure right now.
Well, this is not it!
Did you say something?
What? Sorry, what?
We needed a miracle. Say it flat out. We needed a miracle.
Hey. What is it? This whole time, we've been trying to write a speech with this. Should have been writing it with this.
A great speech is not about, you know, what tux you're wearing, or how good you look on stage, or what the lighting is like, and what the special effects are going to be. A good speech isn't even about speaking. It's about what's in here. And that's what we learn.
I don't know what's going to happen out there, but I know that nothing's ever going to be the same.
So, we never actually got around to writing a speech.
This is really embarrassing. I kind of just thought, like, it would just flow out of us, like we'd get this inspirational.
It's not happening. We're blanking.
Really not
so, we are so sorry.
I'm really sorry. Why don't you just roll the
roll the clip? Yeah.
Roll the clip.
Thank you.
Thank
Chameleon Cold Brew Maker Stories. Hutch by Fanciful Fox for Chameleon Cold Brew. BHGE Drones with Dustin by Paxeros Creative for GE. UNC Van Fueled Tradition by Melissa Lottie for Nissan. Jack Link's Culture Celebration by Andy Kellerman for Jack Links. Byron and Helen Grenfell by Fanciful Fox for Ensure. Strength by Confetti Lab for Similac. UA Run, We Will, Poet Pride Run Club by Kyle Sonjin for Under Armour. Journey into Brazil by Brendan Hall for GE.
All right, and the Tongi goes to Paxeros Creative. BHGE Jones with Justin.
Holy smokes. Wow. I didn't prepare a speech, let's be real. Those documentaries were all amazing. Let's thank our project manager, Stephanie, and our crew who traveled to Oklahoma to film at GE's facility, brand new facility, gorgeous facility. Dustin, our subject, who let us into his home and introduced us to his wife and gave us his southern charm. What else?
And thank you so much to Tongal for providing a platform for us to experiment and learn and grow as filmmakers.
Yeah, thank you guys. This is amazing. I'm in shock.
All right, our next two presenters have worked on a lot of projects with you guys, such as things like Macy's, NatGeo, Hasbro. I'm told they can always be found together. So individually, sometimes they're known as Jenny Ostendorf and Tina Walsh, but officially presenting the award for Best Content, please welcome them by their real name, Walshtendorf. when they're together, their names mix together. I don't know. That's what I was told.
Good evening. I'm Tina Fey.
And I'm Amy Poehler.
Welcome to the 70th Annual Golden Globes Awards.
Life's a game of inches. The margin for error is so small.
And on this team, we fight for an inch. We fight for every inch. We tear ourselves and everyone around us to pieces for that inch.
We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add all those inches, that's going to make the difference between winning and losing.
We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive.
They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom.
You changed our lives, truly. We can't deny that right now. You like us. You really like us.
These are the nominees for Best Original Content.
Relativity Ramen by Federico Fracchia for National Geographic. Cupid's Match Teaser by KR Squared Productions for Wattpad and CWC. Gravity vs. Love by Levinson Brothers for National Geographic. Moonrider by James Kwan for Adaptive Studios, Project Greenlight Digital Studios. Roadside Assistance by The Norman Invasion for Lionsgate Films. La Fuston by Kevin Ulrich for Disney and Young Storytellers. Pug in a Cup by Tucker Berry for Disney and Young Storytellers. Roadrunning by Nicholas Whelan for OWN Network.
And the Tongi goes to
KR Squared Productions for Cupid's Match Teaser, Wattpad, and CWC. Woo!
First of all, we kind of need to thank our Cupid guru, Stephen Awanek. I'm sure he loves to be called that. Also, we'd like to thank CW and Wattpad for this epic opportunity.
Yeah, also thank you so much to our crew. This was a tough project and they have been through us tried and true no matter what. Specifically our cinematographer Sean and our producer Paul and AD Karen, they have been great. And then obviously my husband who has dealt with me being like, hey, can you make this audio change at 3 in the morning?
And then, yeah, and also now I feel guilty. I need to thank my husband, also her father. So he's put up with us for a long, long time. So thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna let things breathe for a sec. We don't have an intermission this year. We're going straight through, get to the party faster. So a couple people we want to say thanks to. Sponsors, NatGeo, Chameleon, Cold Brew, and Mimo. Thank you so much. Not just for tonight, but for driving a ton of work onto the platform the last 12 to 18 months, as you guys have seen. So that's obviously the most important thing, is keeping all of you busy, and they're helping us have some fun tonight. To our team internally that helps bring this night together, they work, I think, as you can imagine, for months on it. Ingrid and our community team, Leslie, it's really Amy from a marketing perspective, everybody. Yes, Mark is pointing to Marissa back there, Maddie, who's back here with us. Nolan, who, when he wasn't spending probably 6 months making the documentary, it's really actually mostly the entire team from Tongal who put so much into it. As El Bisto, Danny Besquin says to me, this is the night This is the night of the year that reminds us all why we do what we do. He's absolutely 100% correct. It is the best night of the year and the best week of the year for us. But it's made possible, and we have a lot of fun because our team really busts their ass on it. And then I just want to say thanks to Caleb, CVV, for putting up with me for the last 96 hours or whatever it is. I've had a ton of fun getting ready for this with him. And like I said, it's an exciting moment for us to pass on more and more responsibility to the community. He put a little bit of an experiential video together for his journey this past week, and we're going to show that to you now.
It's the TongiesV or TongiesV if you speak Roman.
Mom? Yeah? Hey, I'm flying to LA tomorrow to host the Tongies.
Aren't you something?
All right, we're gonna ride this up and down tram thing to the top of the hill, and it's gonna be awesome. It was everything I hoped it would be.
Here we are at the art museum. I already feel much more cultured.
Okay, there seems to have been some kind of little marathon with a couple of bazillion people, and they ran a long ways, which seems crazy. I don't know who would run 26 miles on purpose. Everyone has cool silver blankets though. I'm gonna see if I can get one of those. This part is for we're practicing getting ready to pose. All right, we are now on our way to Rob, the CEO of Tongal's house. Hey, Rob, how's it going?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
You ready for the big event?
I hope so. I'm ready.
Nolan and Matt by yourself. Okay. So you'll have that run. So there's
Now, I timed it is about 3 minutes.
Yeah. If pre-game meal.
Yeah.
No excuses.
Carbo loading for the Tongies.
That's right.
Caleb, how are you feeling?
What was the first project you submitted for?
Welch's grape juice, and submitted something.
And you won.
And I won that first one. I was like, wow, holy cow, this is great.
Yeah. And then you've submitted to everything.
To every
since.
single contest since for 3 years.
What are you more nervous about, hosting or your nomination?
Hosting, absolutely. I'm terrified that I'm gonna trip on stage or fall off the stage. Or, where do you see the future of Tongal going?
Well, if the co-hosting goes well, you want to take my job?
Yeah. If it's up for grabs, I guess I'll take it.
So, you never, be a leader, you never know where it's going to take you. But before there was CVV, there was Caleb Prime, the man who needs no real introduction. Many moons ago, as Tongal lore goes, I said to James, or James made this up, I said, if we're going to be a real company, we got to hire real people. James did what he does and found a diamond in the rough, and we had our first employee, and we're off and running, and that is Caleb Light Wills. Please welcome.
It's like looking in a mirror.
All right. The films in this category and their authors share the tremendous honor of being the best of the best, regardless of usage, style, or format. To put things into perspective, our filmmakers have created more than 3,800 videos this year alone, and more than 20,000 since Tongal's inception, only 48 of which have ever been nominated for Video of the Year. All to say that to be here in this category is to have already won. Documentary or narrative, commercial or cinematic, you took us to worlds both uncharted and familiar and told us uplifting stories about family, friendship, strength, growth, courage, compassion, and curiosity. You showed us the vacuum of space and saved us 134.5 minutes by recapping The Force Awakens in just 30 seconds. You helped us make PB&Js with Freddy Krueger and learn about the colors of the rainbow with Thomas and Friends. You took us on a mission deep into the Amazon and taught us how to live that pug life with Lumiere, Cogsworth, and Chip. We ran with poets from Dunbar, we rode to the moon on a talking motorcycle, and danced with a genius. And through it all, you educated and entertained, inspired, and informed. Showed us a strength we never knew we had. These are the nominees for Video of the Year.
Thomas and Friends, My First, Colors, by CC Pixels for Mattel. Midnight Snack, by David Brashear for Sci-Fi. UA Run, We Will, Poet Pride Run Club, by Kyle Soingen for Under Armour. Movement, by Tiffany Francis for National Geographic. Strength, by Confetti Lab for Similac. The Force Awakens, Lego Star Wars Recap by Kevin Ulrich for the Lego Group. Pug in a Cup by Tucker Bari for Disney and Young Storytellers. Star Wars Powerbots Launch Video by the Indie Machines for Samsung. Moonrider by James Kwan for Adaptive Studios, Project Greenlight Digital Studios. Journey into Brazil by Brendan Hall for GE.
And the Tongi goes to Kevin Ulrich, The Force Awakens, the Lego Star Wars Recap, the Lego Group.
That was surprising. I don't have anything to say that I didn't say before. I want to thank Lynn Kong. I forgot to say that first time. She has been with me on almost all the projects I've done for Tongal, and she's just an awesome person to work with. Thank you, everyone, again. Thank you, Tongal, for giving me the opportunity to take something I love and make a career out of it. And thank you to everyone who has helped make this day a reality.
Over there, getting excited. So a bunch of bits and gags so far and some really funny and creative stuff. I'm going to be a little sentimental for the rest of the way in. So if you've had the good fortune like I did for a couple years, and I know la-di-da, Austin, Texas, and you've lived down there, you probably at some point somebody snuck into your house and pixie dusted and you fell in love with all these country and folk singers. I did, and one of my favorite is Townes Van Zandt. He's got a great song called Buckskin Stallion Blues, which showed up in the Three Billboards movie, which I know some of you have seen because there's Instagram posts calling me out in it. I see you over there. And the second verse of that song goes like this: if 3 and 4 were 7 only, where would that leave 1 or 2? If love can be and still be lonely, where does that leave me and you? Time there was and time there will be. Where does that leave me and you? As for 1 and 2, they're here now to bring us home, and here are my thoughts as we approach that. I've had the privilege to bring these guys on stage the last 5 years, and each time I do, it's a reminder of how hard we've worked because it marks another year. Building something is really hard. All you guys know that. You're building careers, you're building portfolios, you build great work every day. There's no shortcuts, it demands a lot, and if Mark and James and I could offer any advice, it's this: you will need companions and you will need sponsors on your journey, both friends and family and otherwise. You're going to need to collaborate with people you trust and who want it just as bad as you. I left one detail out of the Roger Bannister story, and that's that he was not alone. He ran, he was obviously the best runner, but he ran with 2 guys, a guy named Christopher Chataway and another one named Chris Brasher. They were his pacers, basically. They paced him and they pushed him. So Bannister ran 3:59.4, but those guys were actually in the lead for most of the race, and then at the end, Bannister had the kick that was special, and he really did it. But those guys ran together, and they were together iconoclasts, and they knew that that was the right day and that he could do it. So when you think about who you're going to run with, choose wisely.
Here's Mark Burrell.
To be or not to be. Dilly dilly. Without the written word, neither of these iconic cultural moments would have ever existed.
Don't screw this up.
Which is why I am honored tonight to present the award for Writer of the Year.
You are screwing this up.
You see, Webster's dictionary defines writing as...
Come on, Mark, you can do better than that.
Stories are the strings that pull us together.
What does that even mean?
Writers are like scribes of our souls.
Writers are like scribes of our souls. You realize none of this is landing, right? You should have just told a bizarre, sad parable about innovation again.
Okay, does anyone hear that? What is that noise right there? I don't.
Oh, hi, it's me, your voiceover.
Okay. Where was I? Ernest Hemingway told us that as a writer, you should not judge, you should understand.
At least Hemingway kept it simple. You are dragging on here, Burrell.
Benjamin Franklin said to either write something worth reading or do something worth writing.
Boring.
Okay, now I'm confused. Why can't I get this voiceover to shut up? And why is my voiceover female?
Look around and pay attention, Mark. The future is female. Speaking of, you can't find a single quote by a woman amongst this male babble?
Hold on. Okay, how about Maya Angelou? People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel.
You're making everyone feel ready to move on to the nominees, okay? Just say the line, drop the mic, and get out of there. Run, don't walk.
These are the nominees for Writer of the Year.
Nanea Miyata with Jesse James Rice. Spencer Katz. Irvin Anderson. Doug Lieblich and Chris Cimino. Tim Cordell.
And the Tongie goes to Irvin Anderson.
Wow. Hello. So I worked with a lot of people this year. I want to thank CC Pixels, who worked with me on Thomas and Friends. Thank you, Maggie and Jeff. I want to thank Julia Lee, who worked with me on Monster High and a National Geographic project. I want to thank my wife, who's also Julia Lee. So thank you. I want to thank all the writers that I've worked with on Tongo who kind of pushed me. Dave Kilgo, Fede, Kyle Elliott, Caleb, Tina Riddell, Julia Lee, again. She's my wife, if I didn't mention that. Did you ever have public speaking class in high school and there's like a kid in the back who's like turning purple and trying to hide? That was me. So this is a big accomplishment. So Writer of the Year, it's pretty amazing. So producers, call me. Anyway, thank you, and also thank Tongal. They've given me so many opportunities that I never would have had, so thank you. And so I'm crying, so this is the point I say, thank you, Mom. I have to wait till the end. She didn't vote for me, my mom. She said she went to the site and said I didn't know how to do it, so I gave up. So I'm assuming she's not watching right now. But I love you, Mom. I love my daughter, Amelie, Julia. Thanks.
All right, James, so I quoted Towns, so now I'm going to quote Guy Clark. somebody we both love. Guy Clark is another one of my favorite folky singer-songwriters. He wrote a song called L.A. Freeway, which is kind of an anthemic thing in James and Mark and I's lives when we drove across country many years ago now. But he had a great album in the 90s called Dublin Blues, and there's an awesome song on there. It's really a love song called Trying to Try. So I'm going to quote another song. I'm not trying to say I'm sorry. I'm trying to say I love you. I'm not trying to make excuses nor set myself above you. I'm not trying to rearrange it. I'm not saying I can change it. The only thing I'm trying to do is try. So I think that verse epitomizes Mark and James. Never perfect, except for their effort, which I think is maybe the biggest lesson of them all. It can't be manufactured. So remember, when you think about who you're going to run with, please choose wisely. It's Tongler of the Year, James DiGiulio. He's not the Tongler.
Mark, I guess there's nowhere to go but from here, huh? No, seriously, and not for in a million years would I have thought that Tongal would have been the catalyst for bringing on the puppet singularity. But, you know, y'all thought it was going to be robots, but I think tonight we figured out it was going to be puppets, and it's fucking terrifying. So I'm starting to feel like this is like a broken record kind of a thing. But every year I come out here, every year it's the Tongies, and every year that goes by, I'm constantly resetting my expectations on what the high bar is for what this community can do. And it's honestly, it's totally amazing. Like the stuff that's happening it's completely unrivaled. The fact that this little thing like Tongal has done the thing that have happened over the past 12 months is totally remarkable, and you guys continue every year, set the bar high. The things that are happening, the things that the sponsors are doing to enable the community and the work that you're doing and the passion that you bring to it just creates this like awesome virtuous cycle that continues to spin on itself, and it continues to drive this thing forward. So thank you so much for continually setting that bar higher and higher every year. Thank you. Now, along with that, I also appreciate the fact that you guys continually let me set the bar lower and lower and lower from what you're going to expect from me at this point in the evening. You notice that the show got a lot shorter this year. Ingrid, you think that was a coincidence either? Oh, boy. But no, seriously, in terms, I actually was like, so how can I, actually like put some shape around like what's happened? And I pulled a list of just some of the organizations since TongiesV to TongiesV that have actually been making content with you guys, the Tongal community. NBC, Marvel, Star Wars, Universal, Disney, A&E, Lionsgate, Fox, CW, Netflix, Amazon, NASA. I mean, this is for real, guys. We have literally changed the how and the who of content creation, and I know you should all be totally proud of it because I am, and it's the absolute most amazing thing that's ever happened. Now, the one organization that I left out of that list, over the past 12 months, we have had the total privilege and honor to have partnered with National Geographic. Yeah, let's get a round of applause. And they've completely and totally embraced the potential of this community, and true to their DNA, they're willing to push it further and further and further and explore the future of content creation with you guys. And I have to say that after I reveal the Tongler of the Year, there's going to be a special surprise from National Geographic, our amazing sponsor. So if you give us a second, I'd love to play a really badass video from a really badass sponsor.
A good story can change the world. Not always a story about something good, but a good story. Told the right way and for the right reasons, its impact can be profound. Empowering the people it touches and creating an opportunity for change. We've been telling these kinds of stories for a long time. "130 years ago, National Geographic was founded with the simple notion that understanding our world can help to change it for the better. There's a lot of world left to understand today, but there was even more of it back then. So we gathered up the most advanced tools of the time, and gave them to a group of explorers to search the world for that understanding. These explorers were carefully chosen for their bravery and their passionate curiosity. And in their adventures in the years to come, there were many firsts.
The fascinating thing is that so many of the gestures used by the chimps are the same as ours.
Their stories were brought back and shared, and a community was formed around them, connected through their own curiosity and hungry for more.
This sucker exists!
Before there was an internet or Instagram, National Geographic brought them the world and everything in it every month. And in meeting these new people and places, and being moved by their stories, that community started to care. Because when you understand something on that emotional level, you feel compelled to do more than just read or watch. And when a whole community shares that same sense of purpose, amazing things happen. Today we are connected to an unrivaled network of fans and explorers, across more means of communication than our founders could have imagined. We are still invested in bold people and the power of change, and we're putting our money where our mouth is, protecting, educating, inspiring, and empowering a global community to make a difference.
Today I'm on assignment for National Geographic.
Nearly a third of our profits go back into the field, giving grants to new generations of explorers, who in turn tell the stories that make us care and make the discoveries that advance humankind. This is our purpose. There are problems we need to solve, but the story we're all working together to tell is a good one. One that's about shared purpose and the wonder of possibility. Our compassionate curiosity has taken us all this far, and we believe it is the very thing that will drive us further.
Thank you, guys. So two things really stuck out to me in the course of that video. The first one is that they gathered up the most advanced tools of their day, of their time. And the more and more I thought about it, when it comes to storytelling, like you guys, and this is actually the most advanced tools of our time, right? Because there could be technology, and technology can drive anything, but there's one thing that's always going to drive storytelling, and it's passionate people like you who are willing to tell those stories. So thanks, guys. And something else really resonated with me. When a whole community shares a sense of purpose, amazing things can happen. Anybody else feel that way? So I thought about the most amazing thing that happened, and when Rob, Mark, and I set out to do this thing, we said, we just want to create a system where talent could be empowered by opportunity, and it didn't matter how old you were, what race you are, what gender you were, where you lived, what you had access to. All that mattered was talent and passion. And literally, I looked through the nominees for Tongler of the Year this year, and it was like this amazing moment where that vision actually came true. We've got a husband and wife animation team from Las Vegas, Nevada, self-taught, who this year sat back and watched the work they did stream on Netflix. I mean, how freaking awesome is that, guys? A family, a mother and her two sons who have earned over $700,000 on this platform while juggling life and college and probably high school at some point, too. A writer and a storyteller who built his business through YouTube and his love of Lego. A young filmmaker who somehow managed to get nominated for Best New Artist and Tongler of the Year in the same year. And a mother-daughter team who totally redefined what hustle meant in the Tongal community last year, and who delivered the 4th most viewed thing in the history of CW in Cupid's Match. This is inspiring. This is why we do what we do. And these are the nominees for Tongler of the Year.
CC Pixels. Something's Awry Productions. KR Squared Productions. Kyle Soingen. Kevin Ulrich.
The Tongi goes to KR Squared Productions.
Oh my gosh, we are
Super excited.
super excited. First and foremost, something that was said, and I think it really captures Tongal, is that we consider the people who work at Tongal not just collaborators, but they're friends. And I know that you all feel that same way. It's really an incredibly special group of people. And also, we look out at you guys and are just inspired and absolutely in awe of your creativity. Someone that we did not thank last time we were up here, that we really need to thank, is a young woman by the name of Julia Moon. She has written some of our songs that are epic, and she's out in Salt Lake City, and we just send our love out to her.
Yeah, definitely. And we just also want to thank Tongal for giving female filmmakers a platform. They hired us back in 2013, so before any of the movements to give women a voice was started. They were there. So thank you.
Thanks.
So I'd like to introduce our awesome collaborator and partner from National Geographic, Jonathan Hunt.
Thank you. I'm told that I am one of the last things standing between you all and an open bar and dinner, so I'm gonna speak very slowly. First of all, thanks, James. Congratulations to Kate and Katie for your amazing work. National Geographic has been a home to explorers of all kinds for over 130 years. You may know us best for ascending mountain peaks or diving to the deepest, darkest depths of the oceans. But at the end of the day, what really defines us, what's really at the heart of National Geographic, is exploration. Our explorers, our photographers, and our visual approach to telling their stories, which is why tonight we're really excited to be introducing Tongi's first ever Further Award, which is really dedicated to recognizing excellence in the fields of travel and exploration. And we're giving this award to KR Squared. Surprise. For their exceptional work in storytelling and outstanding filmmaking. But this isn't just an award to congratulate you. Sorry to say. This is one that's really meant to help inspire future filmmaking and future exploration. The Further Award is actually an assignment from National Geographic. Oh, cool. Yeah, attached to our travel and expeditions business. And to complete this assignment, we're actually sending you both to Bhutan in the Himalayas to further your exploration and to come back with a lot of amazing footage to collaborate with National Geographic on. You'll obviously need to be outfitted, so we're going to gear you up with a lot of great equipment to sort of help you further on your exploration. So we couldn't be more excited to be partnering with you all and can't wait to see what you come back with. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. But wait, there's more. There's more, sorry. I told you this is going to be a really slow speech. The National Geographic Further Award isn't just about recognizing veteran filmmakers. It's also about recognizing the emerging ones, the ones that are also pushing us forward, which is why we're also giving this award to Jessica Sherry as well. I don't know if Jessica's out there somewhere. There you are, stand up. Yeah. So, while we're not sending you to Bhutan, we'll actually be sending you to the Galapagos. Yeah. Where you will be exploring volcanic islands, swimming with the endangered tortoises, and swimming through underwater caverns, which personally, as someone working at National Geographic, I have yet to do that, so I'm very excited. I hope that you invite me along. So congratulations. We can't also wait to see what you come back with. Yeah, absolutely. Look, I want to thank first and foremost Tina, Jenny, Rob, James, the whole Tongal crew for being such incredible partners for all of this tonight. This is such an incredibly spectacular event, one of the best I've ever been to. So thank you for inviting us and being such great partners to National Geographic. I also want to thank the amazing filmmakers, photographers, animators here in this room right now. I hope that you continue to make amazing shit. I hope you continue to make amazing shit with us. I hope you keep exploring and pushing the world forward for better. So thank you.
Okay. We're actually the last thing that stands between you and the bar. Congratulations again to everybody, to the nominees, to the winners, and to everybody who's participated and everybody who's supported you guys along the way. I think it's been another awesome year, and as James said, our minds are going to be blown when we're back here 12 months from now.
Yep, but the party is not done yet. We're all going to be going down the street to enjoy food, fun, and drinks at Clifton's. So stick around and join us for that.
We're told it's not raining, which is awesome. So it will not rain on us as we go down, and I think that's it. How do you think it went, by the way?
I think it went great. I think it would be really cool, though, if we can take a group picture with everyone from up here on stage.
All right, let's do it.
All right, guys, this is a parade. So everyone go ahead and get up, gather your things, and follow the music.
Mm-hmm.